Hey, and welcome to my content creation diary for August of 2023, my 14th month of doing content creation, or at least my podcast. I cannot believe it's been this long. Question 1. What have I been creating this month? I have been making a lot of episode cover arts with my new stamp theme and been posting those to Instagram and actually making color-themed rows for my feed, which has not only helped to look really good, if I do say so myself, but also it kind of gives me a guideline for what I want my next few posts that week before the new episode, what I want it to look like color-wise. And that's actually not restricting. Those guidelines help me to have something to base my posts off of and to be more consistent. So it's been really fun. Question 2, how big is my audience and is that enough? On Instagram, I now have 295 followers, which is a 31 follower increase from last month. Who's counting though? It is enough, but I also feel like, as always, I could be doing more. Somewhere up here, I'll put my podcast statistics. I feel like in the last month, I've talked to a lot of people, like new people, and gained a lot of new listeners. So it's been exciting. Question 3, am I making any money? 0. On to the next question. Question 4, I'm trying to keep it more low energy to compensate for that last ball of chaos in the last question. How much of my time have I been spending on content creation? Did you hear my voice crack? Okay, about 70% of my time, maybe. I haven't been recording necessarily as much because the good thing is I've had a lot of pre-recorded stuff, but I have been working a lot on the aforementioned stamp cover arts. Question 5, what is the most exciting progress you've made recently? At one point, I think I had like 4 pre-recorded things, and I don't know, that was a big milestone for me to have that much prepared ahead of time. So it was really good, and I'm really excited about that progress. Question 6, what are my goals for the next month? Number 1, I think it's September to get more aggressive about growing my audience. I want to shoot for increasing my Instagram following by at least 30. So theoretically, that's like 1 new person per day. And I think that's a reachable goal for me to try to get out there more and get more people listening or at least following along on social media. Also, these next few weeks, and then after that, it's just gonna be crazy. I'm moving and I'm starting my new job. I just wanna make it through this next month and not skip a week of content creation or podcast episodes. I just need to stay consistent. Question 7, do I have any concerns? I just talked about them, but I will be moving and starting my job, so I feel like I really need to start coming up with a consistent schedule. Like, for example, every 2 weeks I batch record, and then the week in between I edit, and then this is when I work on posts or whatever. I think I can't quite do that until I get settled in with my new life, but eventually it's not just good enough to have things pre-recorded because I had a free schedule. I want to create like a excuse my businessy language, robust schedule. A lot of tryhards in college would say that, and I just, trauma. Question 8, what are my biggest barriers? It's space for recording. In this house that I'm living in with my family, it's hard because the places that have good acoustics, like here, let's say, have like our dining room right above me, and so it gets really loud with people like constantly moving chairs upstairs or something. Trying to embrace the family time, but I think it will be exciting once I go live in my own apartment to knock on wood, I don't get noisy neighbors, to hopefully have a quieter, more flexible space and not have to time it like I am right now, where I'm like, I have like 5 minutes before my parents come back home from picking up my sisters. So yeah. Question 9. Yeah, what am I most proud of? My creativity, my passion, and my consistency over the last year, or 14 months specifically. I think it's easy to lose sight of when this is what I'm doing 24/7, but when I take a zoomed out view and try to look at me from the outside, I realize that, I don't know, I think if I saw myself as like a fellow person, what is the word I'm looking for, like peer or friend, I think I would be impressed and constantly inspired by the passion I put forth and how I get creative with things. So I hope that's true. You tell me. And question 10. Who or what inspires me right now? My aunt just recently introduced me to the podcast called Heavyweight by Jonathan Goldstein, and he opens up every episode with a recording of him calling the same friend every episode. So you hear the ring, ring, and then, just the conversation that they have. And I love that. I love the different sound effects he drops throughout the episodes. So that kind of thing inspires me. I will also say people or podcasts that aren't very good that I try to listen to and give a chance to kind of remind me, okay, like if I'm honest, it kind of reminds me I'm not doing so bad. Like I kind of like what I'm doing. So low quality things or people that I, let's just say it, look down upon inspire me. I suck. And on that narcissistic note, that is the end of my 10 questions that I ask myself every month about my progress with content creation. Thanks for tuning in. You might be watching on YouTube or a video podcast on Spotify or just hearing the audio. If you're not seeing the video, then I kind of lament your experience because it might sound like I am being crazy without the facial expressions. I think the facial expressions help. I don't know what I'm saying. Thank you for tuning in and talk to you in a month. Yeah, a month. I can do it.